It's been a long time since we talked about it, so let's go over Cold Brew Coffee. What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin from Cigar Pop. I'm also Kevin, the Cold Brew Mechanic. Yes, that channel has been What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin from Cigar Pop. I'm also Kevin, the Cold Brew Mechanic. A lot of people don't know about that other channel. We've been neglecting it. Cigar Pop has taken off. It's been huge, so we haven't really been posting too much on the Cold Brew Mechanic channel. But a few people have been reaching out to me lately, said, hey, Kevin, I noticed you and Jessica promoting Youngstown Coffee a lot lately. Is it really that good of coffee? Before we had Tony Bellatto, owner of Bellatto Premium Cigars, Lost and Found, Caldwell, you know who Tony Bellatto is. Before we had him on the show about a month ago, I found out he owned a coffee company, bought some of the coffee to test. Maybe we can talk about it on the show. And Jessica and I fell in love with it. It is an absolute great coffee. We started talking about it more. We were drinking it, and then Tony gave us a discount code, CigarProp10. The discount code is in the description below, to where anybody else that wants it can get a discount on the coffee. Jessica likes hers hot. I've been promoting I like my cold brew. People like, Kevin, how do you make your cold brew? For me, it's really easy. You only need a couple of things. You need some coffee, you need a mason jar, and you need a device to pour the coffee into. Now, I use the rumble jar. I have tested dozens of different cold brew makers, some intricate. It's just simple. Keep it simple. Rumble jar is the best, and that's what I use. Now, when you're doing coffee, you can make, I've made cold brew with espresso grind. Gets a little sediment, in the bottom of the jar. But you can make cold brew with any grind. You're supposed to use a really coarse grind. Now, I've been grinding my own because Jessica and I, we order in whole bean. She likes it this time, this way. I like it coarse. This time I ordered it coarse because this one was just for me. This is the Ethiopian blended by Luther. And I am a fan of Ethiopian. I've tried almost all of theirs, and I've been I've been shying away from the Ethiopian because that's my favorite coffee. And I'm like, I don't, because it's either the great Ethiopian or it's horrible Ethiopian. And I can tell you, this is in the top 3 of the best Ethiopian bean I've ever had. It is amazing. Definitely try it. Jessica's going to take a little bit of this, grind it up a little bit more, and make some hot coffee. So she hasn't tried it hot yet. So with that being said, I want to shout out Roasted by Luther. I don't know if Luther ground this. When you're doing cold brew, it should be the consistency of like a really coarse salt. Youngstown is the first person or the first company that has ever ground it perfectly. I don't know if they have a machine dedicated to just cold brew, but it's flawless. It's the first time I've ever had. Sometimes it's been too coarse, sometimes it's been too fine. It's absolutely flawless. So thank you to Youngstown for grinding the best cold brew. And with that being said, cold brew can be any coffee. It doesn't have to be labeled cold brew. Here's a fun fact. Youngstown makes, it's got a cool package. It's got like a Yeti on it, and it's labeled cold brew. It's my least favorite coffee from Youngstown. I think it's just a little, it's more like for me, like an iced tea. It's a little too light. I like my cold brew. I don't water it down. I like it thick. I like it powerful. And the cold brew from Youngstown for me, just a little on the light side. So, like I said, it doesn't have to be labeled cold brew for you to make it cold brew. So basically all we do is we take our rumble jar, and I always make big ones, but occasionally if I'm doing like a test blend, like I did on this the first batch I made, I'll do a smaller rumble jar. They actually have their newest one. Like on this one, it's a fixed bottom. It only goes in the larger jar. They actually have a smaller one, and it's got an adjustable bottom, so it will adjust for different size jars. So for like a test blend, I don't want to make a whole one. You know, I'll make a small jar, and that's it. And then I get these flip top lids from Amazon. I don't like mason jar lids, and then I can actually just pour it out. I love these. So all I do is take off the lid, take my collapsible funnel, pour it in here, or put it in there. Pour in the cold brew. Just snap this on, drop it in here, fill it with water, put the lid on, and wait anywhere between 24 and 48 hours. And that is it. Usually if it's a 24 hours, like once or twice a day, I will come and shake it up. That's what Rumble is they recommend, and I feel that it does work. I've done it with and without shaking it. So a couple times a day if it's in the fridge, give it a shake, and that's it. I've made enough cold brew over the years that I can tell just by looking at it, you know, holding it up to the light, and I can tell whether the cold brew is done or not. With this one, it was definitely 24 hours. I could probably leave it just a little bit longer, but it was good after 24 hours. Now with the Youngstown Cold Brew, the first batch was 24 hours, way too light. In order to get it to darken up, I did have to let it sit for 3 days to get a little bit more of that power that I want. And for me, that's just a little bit too long. I kind of stick with coffees that I can just do for 24 hours. I like these. Like I said, I keep a couple of these in the fridge at all times. Now, one thing that I will do is after I pour my first cold brew, I will actually, because you'll use it down to about here, I'll fill it back up with water again. Put the lid back on, shake it up, and then it doesn't get diluted. It really the coffee has enough in it to give you more cold brew. So you can kind of play around with that. They do recommend cold brew is more concentrated, so it should be diluted. Most people will take this jar, pour it into another container, and then add an entire jar of water to dilute it down. I only drink my cold brew undiluted. So for me, this full strength, concentrated, that's how I drink mine. But yeah, Youngstown Coffee, Rumble Jar. I'll try and leave links if anybody's interested in these lids. I don't know if they're machine washable. I always throw them in the dishwasher, and I've been using these lids for years. They do have a gasket on there, so I don't know if they're not, but I've been using them. Same with I don't even know where I got this funnel from. I love this little collapsible funnel, but that's all you need. You can actually use, if you don't want to go out and buy anything, cheesecloth. Put coffee in it, tie it up, set it in water for a couple of or a day or so. So you don't have to buy anything fancy at all. But this is my setup. So everybody that's been asking, yes, this is how I do my cold brew. Yes, Jessica and I truly love Youngstown Coffee. We don't get free coffee. I bought this. We've got a discount code for everybody to use in the description below. And happy coffeeing. Happy cold brew. Have a great day.